Welcome everyone to our HeyGen weekly Thursday webinar with a very unique and very special topic today. And I'm very happy that I'm not alone here. So I'm with my colleague Adam here. But first of all, before he will introduce himself, I want to welcome everyone who's joining live today or whoever will watch this webinar actually later on YouTube, because yes, it is recorded so everyone can rewatch it on YouTube. So good morning, good afternoon, or even good evening, because we always have a quite international group here who is joining us and watching us. So my name is Nick. You already know me, but Adam is a new face actually here at HeyGen. So I want to give him the chance to introduce himself.
Hey everybody, my name's Adam, and I'm core product manager here at HeyGen, in charge of working on a lot of our avatar-related features, including the one we'll discuss today.
Perfect. Yeah. So you're pretty fresh still here with us, and I'm very happy that you joined the team. It's awesome what we did in the, I would say last weeks already. And you're also one of the reasons we have this new feature. So I'm very, very happy to actually do this webinar today with you. I would actually really talk just about this feature today, because there are a lot of things I think we have to make sure everyone understands. So we will make a walkthrough. We will also ask already collected questions from the community before, and we will just do it step by step to also show you the results itself. The topic is about our generate looks for, I would say, our visual avatars. So you are now actually able to create avatars with a prompt, and Adam will guide you through and talk everything about it. Like, before we will start, I just want to make sure for everyone who's new here with us, I just want to give everyone the chance to understand what actually HeyGen is. So HeyGen itself, it's like a Gen AI video platform. So our mission is really to make visual storytelling accessible to all. And how we are doing this is actually, we give everyone the chance to create, for sure, avatars. And like I would say, create a digital twin from yourself to create content. This is from a creator perspective, but this is also from an enterprise perspective. So we have a lot of different type of sections and departments where you could use HeyGen, because we don't have just like the avatar related, I would say, feature. We also have video translation, for example. So in our 101 webinars, you could also rewatch this on YouTube. You can see what the difference is, because avatars always to create new content, like learning development content, like even I would say UGC content. So all these related things you can create with avatars, like new avatars you could create from yourself, our public avatars, but also like this new feature, like from the visual avatars. You could also like translate, I would say, existing content with a video translation feature. We have the Labs product where you can actually use an interactive avatar. So you can start to have like a conversation in real time. You could have like personal video outreach with personal messages you could actually record, and then just like you have different type of variables, and then we will change it, and you can scale this with a lot of videos for outreach. For example, for sales, like HR, but also for customer, for marketing related things. So this is actually everything doable on HeyGen. So really, like, you should give it a try for different type of use cases. We got you. We have a lot of different tools. We will guide you through every Thursday webinars to explain everything. The most important thing for me is always like, what is the, I would say, old-fashioned way, and how is HeyGen really helping everyone for this? Because the video production, and we know this pretty well meanwhile, like how expensive this is, but it's not just about the cost. It's also about the process. It's the time you have to spend to really make an end-to-end video. So with the, I would say, our video generation tools we are offering, it is so much faster and for sure cost effective to create the same type of videos for your business. To make this really clear, that we have this different type of, I would say, sections from our platform to help businesses to grow. And it doesn't really just reach out to like enterprise customers. It's also like really for, I would say, just like individual business where you're just like a one man or one woman show and you want to start to create like content with your avatar. There are multiple reasons why this makes sense. It's not about like the scaling up, but it's also like, oh, you don't feel well today, but you have to post something, like use your avatar. There are different type of why actually you should use and you should start to create content with your avatar. And before I will hand over to Adam to talk about the new feature, one thing is really, really important for us at HeyGen, and this is really about like the privacy and safety. Everyone has to understand, because yes, it is doable on HeyGen that you create a really, really realistic avatar from yourself. So even a digital twin. To protect the, like, I would say, this process, we have multiple, I would say, measuring in our system that we will make sure that you can actually just have access to your own avatar, because it is always needed a consent video, like a live consent video from yourself to create this type of avatar. And we also have manually moderators. So we will always double check everything if everything is legit. And we also have the same moderation policy actually for the script itself. So we are really taking care about everything and everyone here. And we just want to make sure that everyone understands this. So this was just like a quick guide through what is HeyGen, what you are able to do on HeyGen. And I would say it's really time for the demo time for our Generate Looks, the new feature here on HeyGen. So I think Adam for sure will guide us through how everything looks, how everything, I would say, looks on our UI, because we have to pick up some of our new users. But the first question, Adam, would be, what was the idea behind this product? Why do we think this is necessary? Why do we see a need to give access to everyone for this type of feature?
Thanks, Nick. That actually segues right into just a few slides put together to really address why are we building this feature and what it means for you. So the problem that we're really trying to solve with our new Generate Looks feature is making it easier for people to create high quality footage that they can then use for their videos. We want HeyGen to be able to be used to create daily social media videos, to send internal communications, to create training and education series. But if you're creating lots of videos with HeyGen, it gets stale if you always use the same visuals. And not only that, but the way to create the highest quality videos is to create videos that have multiple looks with multiple scene cuts. That really just adds realism and makes it more engaging. But the reality is that recording fresh video footage is hard. Sometimes it's impossible. Whether it's you need to, book a studio and, get someone to record and they have to, look their best. Or if you want to create videos of characters that, either are no longer, alive or never existed in the first place, it's impossible to get that video footage via recording on a camera. And then finally, for people who want to tell their creative stories, whether it's, creating a movie trailer or, creating a horror short for our Halloween contest, to really be able to effectively visually storytell, you need to be able to control what the characters look like and what environments, they are speaking in. So with all that said, we developed this feature, Generate Looks. And what this allows you to do is to create looks of either yourself or a virtual character simply by text prompting. You can define the outfit, the background, the pose, even the style, whether it's animated or realistic or vintage. And then you can create these looks of yourself. Once you create these photos, you can then add realistic motion to those photos. So it'll have full body and background motion. And ultimately, you can then use these motion looks to create videos that are fully realistic and engaging. The way to set it up, which I'll show you in a sec, is you can either upload a handful of photos of yourself or someone else, or you can just prompt exactly what you want your character to be, define the age, the gender, ethnicity, and any other characteristics that you want. So what does this mean for you? This really is a feature that's built for everyone, whether you're a creator or an enterprise. The ability to generate looks for characters or your own avatar can be very valuable for just creating engaging content. A few examples here are, let's say you're creating a meditation series. Now you can create looks of yourself from serene locations, like, on top of a temple in the Himalayas, and you can guide your sessions, from there. If you sell internationally, you can create a localized spokesman for every city. So they'll be standing in front of, the Eiffel Tower when they're, speaking to, they're targeting Paris. So you can really get localized, not just in the language, but actually in, the avatar themselves. And then finally, for any creatives, you can use this tool to really unleash your creativity. Whatever you can imagine, you can create, and you can define those characters. Our recent Halloween contest is a great example of this, where a lot of the creators in that leveraged this generate looks feature to be able to get the exact type of horror characters they wanted. And you could create in all different styles. So let's say you wanted to create like a movie trailer in like Pixar style. That's totally possible with this feature. So yeah, with that said, I'll just quickly go through a walkthrough on the feature. If people do have any specific ideas for what they want me to prompt, we can do a live walkthrough. Nick, feel free to call it out because I can't see the screen. But,
I will.
Otherwise, I'll just show real quick how the feature works. So first, you can go to the avatars tab. You can also tap this try to generate looks button. Once you're on the avatar tab, go to photo avatar, and then you tap create photo avatar. So here you have an option. You can either upload a handful of photos of a specific person, or you can generate one from scratch. For the sake of upload, I'll show a quick example here. Got documents. Here's like a bunch of example photos. You're able to select a bunch all at once, and then upload. So this is pretty quick. Right now it's validating that my identity matches across all the photos, because what we're doing here is we're actually going to be creating an avatar for this identity and then training a custom model on my face so that we're able to consistently generate new looks of me that actually look like me. So here I just added my details, Adam demo, add young adult, and now I tap continue, and my avatar is being created. I land here, and now I have the option to either upload more photos or train the model. Right now, it's validating these photos to make sure, one, the identity all matches, and two, that it meets all of our moderation requirements. As these photos get validated, which usually take just seconds, you can then train the model. So generally, the way to get the best results is to upload a lot of photos of yourself in different poses, different expressions. The photos that I added here are pretty good, but if you notice, my mouth is actually closed in all of them. So this would be even better if I had different photos where my mouth is open, where it's closed, where I have my left angle, right angle, front facing, standing, sitting. Upload your camera roll here. The more, the better. Once you've uploaded your photos, you tap train model, and this will take just a few minutes. And once this is trained, you can then generate new looks. Not going to wait for that entire thing to train. Instead, can go to a different example here. here, actually, right now, I can just show how we can generate one from scratch. So let's say we want to create a teacher, a professor with a mustache standing in a classroom. You can define the age, the gender, ethnicity.
We can already like maybe answer one question, Adam. People are already asking like what type of avatars we are able to create. So right now, for sure, HeyGen is always about like realistic avatars, even from our avatar video standpoint. But what about like cartoons or like Pixar or like animals? So what is your take on this?
Let's try it out. Holding a magic wand in a pink dress. So this prompt description box is really flexible. Generally, the more specific you are, the better results you're going to get. You can define the outfit, the gender, age, any other attributes about them, even like props that they might be holding, and then you generate. So this will take 15 to 30 seconds. Here I'm actually prompting for a Pixar style princess. So we'll see what I get. It's important to note this feature, it's not 100% of the time you're gonna get exactly what you want. It works, I would say, like roughly like 70% of the time you'll get something really good. So if it doesn't work, just try again. And our limits for Team Plus, you can use this unlimited to generate as much as you want. And for creators, you can generate 10 a day. So it's pretty flexible in terms of how many generations you get. So here we got a princess holding a magic wand in Pixar style.
Yes. Exactly. And we are not just showing like one actually result. So we always have like this 4 in a row so that you can actually decide which one you prefer. And then if you don't like one of the, I would say, examples, you could just like regenerate for this prompt, or you could just edit the prompt and just, redo again. Exactly. Okay, so now we have one picture. So the question would be for some of the users now, with the uploading one, the image, you told us like, okay, we have to upload as many pictures as possible to create a more like similarity for the face and for, I would say, like the body or whatever, or the age, the look like. So now we just generate one picture and you actually train the model. So why would it be here working in a better way? Or how is it even like possible to even generate more already with this look, or how does this work?
That's a great question. We do things under the hood specifically for these generated avatars to be able to produce consistent photos, even based off one image. However, if you are uploading the photo, not generating, it's highly recommended you upload minimum 10, ideally 20 plus to get the best results. If you want to train off a single uploaded photo, you can. This platform will allow it. The results are just going to be a lot more inconsistent, and it's not going to look as much like you as it would if you had uploaded more footage. So yeah, great question there.
Perfect.
And then once you have a look, what you can do is add motion to the look. And what this does is it'll add full body and background motion, essentially converting this photo look into a video look. And then you can actually create, videos on HeyGen using these motion looks.
Very really important. Very important here. So let me stop you for 1 minute. So what we are doing right now, what was the technology before? So the technology before was you're uploading an image, and actually with the HeyGen engine, you could like let the picture talk, right? So you could actually use the image in our AI studio, and you could just provide an MP3 file or even like a voiceover, like live recording or like a script. Okay. So, and then we actually have this talking photo that we had like before. So now what we could actually do is there is a button like this 3 dots on each like image. Maybe you can go one more time back, Adam.
Yes. Yeah, I'll just quickly generate one example of each. So at the end, maybe we can check the difference.
So if we now go to one of the avatars, there's like the 3 like dots on the top right. And now you see actually this add motion. So what is now the difference between like our previous engine and actually this add motion?
Right. So previously, when you would create using a photo, only the face would move. In some cases, if you use our close-up view mode, you can get some of the shoulder and neck to move too, but you'll never get the whole photo moving. So let's say there's a car in the background of your photo, that car would be stationary. If you're, on a bike, your legs would be stationary. With add motion, the entire photo comes to life with motion. So the car in the background will be driving, your legs on the bicycle will be cycling. It moves realistically as you'd expect, the objects in the photo to move. It doesn't work 100% of the time. But again, if it doesn't work once, try it again. And it has a pretty good success rate. Like I would say like 50 to 70% of the time, it produces something that's, really good usable footage to then use for a video.
Okay, so maybe when we are quick waiting here, allow me to ask one more question from the community. And we got this question previously, actually. Will HeyGen allow us to use our own prompts for the next 2.0 version?
Your own motion prompts.
Yes.
Yes. One of our plans is to open this up so you have even more control over the eye contact, the expressiveness, and any actions. So right now, just like you can prompt what you want the image to look like, with our next iteration, you'll be able to prompt exactly how you want the movement to be. So it could be like, even potentially like giving a thumbs up. Here can give like a very quick example of like, so here's the photo, and then when you add motion to it, here's like a video.
Welcome to the new era of video creation with HeyGen. Simply type your script to get started.
So you can see here the people walking in the background, and that background movement just gives the video this extra level of realism that you just didn't get before.
This is cool. Pretty cool. This is actually, the main difference between like the talking photo and like I would say the motion photo here in this case. It's awesome. Like, and even if you think about how to, from a, I would say, creativity aspect, what you're actually able to do now, like in case of, we already seen so many cool videos out there from like really creative filmmakers, but also who are just like want to test this out. We saw already podcasts. We saw already like storytelling on a new level, like even with different frequencies that would not actually generated on HeyGen, but actually if you use different type of assets. And for sure, HeyGen has the best lip synchronization tech at the end on the market. It is how it is. And you just combine this and you create like a full end-to-end story, even if it's just 60 seconds. It brings such a value to your account, but also for your visual storytelling. And again, not just like for you as a small creator, also for an agency who is actually working with enterprise clients for a different type of campaigns. There are so many things you could actually work on now, and you could do everything in HeyGen. And this is really, really, really cool.
Yep. So yeah, that is the generate looks feature. Do have a lot more coming. We're planning to support upscaling. As Nick brought up, we're planning to open up the motion control. Eventually, outfit customization and other things. And we're very interested in people's feedback. So as you're using this tool, please reach out to either Nick or myself. I can provide my email. I would love to hear either any issues you have or ideas you have for how this can be even better.
Do we have, so this is the static photo test. Okay, now we want to create as a comparison also the add motion video, right?
Yes, we can do that. It might take a while, so I guess we'll see if we want to wait around for it. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
No,
the motion looks ready. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of the view mode issue.
Okay, let me ask you one more question from the community. What is about background sound effects? How is it working right now? Is it actually also able to prompt this in the future? Yeah, maybe if you want to answer, I could also, but maybe if you want to answer this.
At the moment, we don't have automatic sound effects. You can always upload an audio file. So off platform, you can get those sound effects, and then within our studio, add them at the right moments. That said, that's definitely something we are interested in supporting in the near future.
Yeah. So if you maybe, Adam, just go to one new create video just to guide them through how they could actually use it right now, it would be just like you see for sure kind of this element section here. This is one way where you can actually upload background music. But on the asset side, you could also like upload asset. It means like if you get from any type of source like background sound effects and you just want to add directly in HeyGen in the AI studio, you are also actually able to do this. So this is about the background sound effects or even background music. One more thing I want to show everyone, Adam, is if you go to scripts, for example, and then basically to make it more realistic, you also have for sure the option, not just like type in the text. If you go, actually, you see the 4 symbols on the bottom. You are also able to upload an MP3 file, or you could even like do a live recording with the microphone setup on the left side, like next to the upload button, where you can actually add the recording live from your microphone or even from the speaker of microphone from the MacBook or from the other laptops out there. You could also use this right away if you want to. The other option would be also, I don't know if you want to show this as well, is you could also integrate the 11 Labs API key if you already have an 11 Labs account, for example, and you have some professional voices or you already have some voice designs. You could actually integrate this with a third party, and you could just like integrate the API key from 11 Labs into HeyGen, and then actually we will show you the library of your voices, and you could just select to each avatar if you want to. Yeah. Okay.
And we do have some big voice improvements coming soon as well for these photo avatars. Within the next couple of weeks, we will be automatically creating a kind of perfectly designed voice for that character. So if you have, a British doctor with a raspy voice, you can get that exactly. And it also works by prompting.
Sounds amazing. I can't wait to have you back on this webinar to show us this type of feature. Let's see what our videos, do you think there is any progress right now?
Yes.
On the type of videos?
Let's see what we got.
I would love to end this webinar in first place for sure. Maybe or is it ready?
Yeah, it's ready.
Oh,
and
perfect.
You never know what we get, so we're doing it live. Here's the static test, the old way, without adding motion.
Welcome to the new era of video creation with HeyGen. Simply type your script to get started.
So it's still very good, and very usable. One thing is this look doesn't have any objects in the background that would be typically moving. If you really want to get the most out of these motion looks, one recommendation is to specifically prompt for background objects. Like it could be car or small people walking in the background. And then when you add motion, you'll really be able to see the motion. So
what also looks great is for sure like water, like waves. I would say clouds is a good example. It is like trees or wind. So it is really like you can play around with. You can be really, really creative with this type of tool. So yeah, it's a good point, Adam.
Well, yeah, I'm a little nervous to see how this one turns out. Let's see.
Welcome to the new era of video creation with HeyGen. Simply type your script to get started.
Cool. So that one you saw there was, the wand movement, a little bit of artifact, how that wand disappeared. If I was actually trying to create a video with this, I would try adding motion a few more times, then choose the motion look I like the best. But you can see here, the entire body, the hand movements, they're all
Simply type your
even the legs, the dress, even the hair. The hair moves with when you add motion. So sorry, go on.
And actually, this is a very good example for what you mentioned before, why this voice matching is so important, because now we can listen to it. And we are also honest here at HeyGen. Like we are never shy for any type of feedback, even if it's negative or like, why you choose this type of voice. Yeah, we are working on this, and also with your feedback from our users, from our community. And this is a good example, actually, that the voice is like 0% matching here. And with this type of feature, or even you can provide individual voices from your own, or you could create, or you could search in our library. This would actually make the perfect match at the end to make it, more, I would say, kind of realistic, even for the voice and video matching.
Yeah. And here is a video that I made last night, just as an example, off the other motion look that we created.
Welcome to the new era of video creation with HeyGen. Simply type your script to get started. I hope this webinar is helpful. Feel free to ask any questions.
So yeah, when it's good, it really is good, and it's fully realistic, where there are no tells that it's AI generated. And what really makes it good is having that perfect voice match, having some background motion, and just trying a few times so you get it right. This one was created first try, so most of the time it will work out as you want it to.
Yeah, let me to the end share one link here with one of our creative, I would say, filmmakers we are working with. So I just shared this link here with everyone. It's a link from LinkedIn, actually. So he, for sure, if you want to see how he is, for example, doing this type of like content, how he's actually adding this type of videos together that to create really like a storyline or like a story video, like you should watch this to get like inspiration, I would say. And Adam, do you have anything you want to add to this feature? So maybe we can just recap what we learned, and also like how the future is set up, but also what are like the next things we are working on. So if you can just recap this in 1 or 2, even 3 sentences, would love to get this.
Sure. Yeah. So what Generate Looks is it's a way to create looks of yourself or virtual characters in any outfit, style, background, pose, simply by prompting. You can use existing photo uploads or just describe what you want, out of your character to create the looks. And then you can add full body and background motion to those looks. So it's creating these photo looks from scratch, adding motion to those photos, and then using those to create HeyGen videos. In terms of the use cases, really is broad, from creators who want to, create horror shorts to enterprises who want to target a specific video to every city, where it's localized and the person speaking from that city. Some tips for how to make it the best is, prompt for some small background motion, or, have some objects in the background, whether it's the clouds moving or people walking. And also just in general, using multiple looks for a single video is how to make that video look most realistic and engaging. And so, if one scene is me talking here, the other scene here, another close up, those cuts just add realism, and, we'll keep people watching.
Perfect. We have to go one more back to the product, Adam. There are like 2 questions. Maybe we can just, by the end of this webinar, just like answer these questions, if you don't mind. So there are 2 questions. The first question is, could you show us again where the add motion is? Because there is someone saying when this feature will be available on the account. And I just want to make sure one more time everyone understand where to find the add motion. And then the second question after this.
Yeah. So to add motion, it exists in 2 places. One, within the action menu on any look, you just hover over, see the 3 dots, and then you can add motion. And also, let's say I didn't love the motion on this one because, the wand disappears, I can regenerate motion. The other way you can do it is you click on it, and right here you can also add motion.
So we have a second video, actually. Maybe you can play this, if the same will happen, or is there a different type of motion?
Welcome to the new era of video creation with HeyGen.
Look.
Simply type your script to get started.
Yeah, so totally
Beautiful.
different motion.
Yeah.
You see the wand kind of glowing. Again, the voice is not quite perfect, but you can change the voice right here. So when you edit look, you can then choose what you want the default voice to be for this avatar. And I think there's even a princess there. Basically you can test out some voices here.
So second and last question for today, then I will wrap this up, is like, okay, now I have my avatar here, but how do I get a new look now? So how does this work? I think this was something we are missing because we are waiting and we trained the model. So basically, like 2 things I want to make sure here is we have labelings on each image. There is one AI photo, and then the other one is AI video, so that you will see this in each image as a preview. And then actually, when you train the model, you will see on the left side that you can now add more different type of prompts. So here is actually where you generate this multiple looks. And I just think this is one more time important to show everything and everyone. Okay, so what is your idea?
I'm just coming up with a few different prompts. The last one I think was in a jungle. Now I'll try singing in a coffee shop. But yeah, so it'll generate 4 looks at a time. Usually it happens very quickly. So yeah, now these just showed up, and this prompt was just avatar standing in a jungle. So generally recommended to include the word avatar. If you want a specific kind of camera pose, whether it's just the face or full body, you can include that in the prompt. If you want to define the outfit, include that in the prompt. Here I really just defined the background, and so it's showing the same avatar, but now they're standing in a jungle. You can also choose the orientation. So let's say I want to create a landscape style video. I just change the orientation to landscape, generate looks. And here I'm defining, the actual setting. It's at a coffee shop. Also the pose, the avatar is sitting, and some of the background where it's saying it's snowing.
One feedback I already got here is, HeyGen, you're allowing square footage, but when we go to your AI studio, I don't get a square footage back. It's just landscape or portrait. Could you please enable this? I think this is a fair point.
Is the feedback there to support a square canvas?
Yeah, exactly. So at the output video.
Cool.
Because right now we will just go back, and he is right. We will just get back the landscape mode, or even like the portrait mode. So actually users are able to create like square footages now, but they will not get back like square frame back after the AI Studio. So this is, I think, a good feedback we should cover for the new launch. I think it's a fair point. Last question is what is the difference between a video avatar and a photo avatar? When should you create what type of avatar for, like, what would you suggest for the use case?
The difference is, there are some trade-offs where with the photo avatar, it's generally easier to get the footage. And it's also more flexible in the sense of, I can create this Disney princess, but I couldn't record footage of her. If you want the most realistic video of yourself talking, and especially if those videos are going to be longer, then, the video avatar is a tried and true way to do it. Where when you're generating looks, it works most of the time, but it's not perfect. Video avatar, it's pretty close to perfect, and it works very consistently. It looks super realistic, even when the scenes are like minute plus long. So I would say the video avatar, if you have the footage and you want it to just work and you don't need special backgrounds or whatever, is the way to get the most realistic videos. Photo avatar, kind of unlocks new creativity. You might have to trial and error it a bit more, but at the same time, it's also easier to get started because everyone has, existing photos of themselves. Whereas for video, you generally need to record that footage.
Yes. So, and we also, with the video avatar, we have a public library where you get some inspirations from like professional, but also from, I would say, lifelike casual avatars. So even to use, so you can use them, but you could also get a bit like inspiration to do the same type of avatars, because it doesn't have to be strict. Like, it doesn't have to stand like all the time. It doesn't really like require like a green screen studio. You could also have a set background. So then you're just more flexible. You can have like front facing angle. You could have like a side angle if you want to make it a bit more interactive in the editing at the end. There are two more questions. So again, like, this feature is out there for everyone, Adam?
Yes, it is out there for everyone.
Perfect. And the last question would be, can I create a character in a Gucci or Prada dress?
You can try. I would recommend play around, experiment, see what's possible. We're still learning, all the things that are possible with it, but in general, it is pretty good with that. And you can also do things like avatar holding a sign that says, happy birthday, Nick. And it'll generally do these pretty well. So yeah, you can prompt for actual text as well.
Yeah, test it out. We would love to see the footage at the end if you make this happen, to create a character in a Gucci or Prada dress or any other type of branding out there. Oh, we already have the video, but there is no sign, or do you see a sign?
I just prompted for the sign.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
Right.
Look, this is why they're so funny to use this tool in so many creative ways.
So here we can see some of them work. There's at least one that kind of messed up, and that's also why we generate 4 at a time, just to maximize the chance that you will get some great usable footage from it. So yeah, here, this is perfect. This one, great. This one kind of just, messed up. That's part of, the indeterminism of the models. But generally, most of the time you'll get very usable stuff. So yeah, I'd invite you to try out the product and Gucci case and share what you find.
Perfect. Okay. So I would say that should be enough for everyone. If someone wants to reach out, we are preparing also a community program right now. So it means like we should be ready very soon to make a webinar about our community, where people and users and creative person, enterprise, it doesn't matter who it is, could join our community to get feedback from others, to see projects from others, to ask us like more directly, and we will respond in better timing to help you out to create better type of content, but also help you for like editing or even other stuff around like everything related to the avatars. There is a humor. We will also update something very soon in case of the AI Studio, but we will also announce this for sure when it's ready. So thank you so much, Adam, for joining us. I know you have a meeting actually 1 minute ago, so thank you so much.
Thanks,
thank you for everyone who was joining. Yeah, ask us everywhere. Follow us on the social post to, don't miss up the latest updates we're launching. And then I would say see you next week, actually, on the new Thursday webinar on HeyGen. And I would say, have a great day. And thank you so much for joining. See you soon.